Hey there, and welcome to Goddess on the Rise. I am your host, Sarah Berg, and this podcast is all about empowering women, living in your truth, loving your body as it is, in your journey to self-love. You can find this podcast to be real, raw, authentic, and truth. So buckle up, girlfriend, because we are going for a ride. Hello. What is up? Hello, guys. Wow, today is Wednesday. I am recording this episode at 10 o'clock at freaking night, drinking coffee. I know, freaking ridiculous. Listen, last week there was not a podcast episode obviously released on Thursday because it was Thanksgiving. I hope you had the best Thanksgiving ever, even under these weird freaking circumstances we are living in 2020. Like, what the actual F is going on? I don't know. Probably sure you don't know. But for real. So let's chat. Something came up on my, I would say, memories, and it was so freaking humbling and really just got me super excited. So today was the day that I announced on Facebook the name of my freaking podcast. Holy moly, like how freaking exciting. I can't believe that this was like just an idea a year ago, and then I finally decided on a name, Goddess on the Rise. And if you are new here, or if you haven't listened to the very first episode, I kind of go over what that actually means to me, Goddess on the Rise. And I want to take a second to dive in a little bit deeper into that. But before we do that, I want to tell you today's episode, honestly, is just some candid thoughts that I have had. It's just really like a life update, what is going on, what is happening, and just sharing some thoughts that I've been having. But so yeah, going back to the name of the podcast, Goddess on the Rise, I'm not quite sure how in the world I came up with Goddess on the Rise. I do remember, though, it was very much so like a brainstorming trickle down thing that happened. And like I said, if you're new around here, maybe you don't know this, but the podcast actually originated from an amazing idea that was from my class that I was in. It was a social media class for my school, and I was just taking it as an elective to be full-time. Honestly, thought that it was going to be such a screw around class, and then like, look where it landed me. Oh my God. Here we are. This is the 28th episode of Goddess on the Rise. And as much as this was going to be something I poured my heart and soul into, and it actually was exactly that, it's also something that I found I put a lot of time and effort into. And it's something, you don't get paid for. Like, there's not a lot of outcome that comes out of this other than you. Like, you hearing what I have to say and hopefully applying it or learning something out of it and, having it be helpful. But when I thought of what I wanted Goddess on the Rise to be, I knew I wanted a way to like empower women and like talk about self-love, talk about confidence, talk about eating disorders. I wanted this podcast to be a safe place for you to feel seen and heard and validated. I wanted it to be a safe place for us to talk about things that maybe are taboo, maybe are uncomfortable. I wanted this to be a safe place for people to come on and I could interview them and them feel like I just made a difference in someone's life, you know? And if you are here and if you are listening, I hope you know, like, I know who my listeners are. Like, I know you, I can see you right now, like, in totally not in a creepy way, but like my listeners, like you, the listener, like we are a really small group. And when I first launched this podcast, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be like the top. I want to be, you know, like I want a whole bunch of listeners. And when I realized like, okay, none of that shit actually matters. Like what matters is that me and you, like we're building a freaking connection here. Like you are listening and I freaking love you for that. So if you have been an OG or whether or not you're new around here, like I don't care. I know you, I see you, I freaking love you. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for sharing this with your friends because we all know they need to hear it just as much as you do. I love it when you guys tag me on social media. Literally, I love seeing like who listens, you know? And you guys know I am a gift giver. I freaking love gift giving. I love giving gifts and I also freaking love receiving gifts because your girl's love language is gift giving and receiving gifts. And I'm talking about even just like a card or like a little memento. I freaking love that shit so much. And you know that we are coming up on almost a year of this freaking podcast and I am stoked. I'm so stoked. I'm so excited. And so because of that, I hope you know there's going to be a freaking massive giveaway. Now, if you're an OG listener, you guys know that my last freaking giveaway, like when I first started this podcast, like my first 15, 20 listeners, I gave out these massive freaking boxes full of amazing goodies. Like there was like skincare products. There was like snacks in there. There was coupons in there. Some of them had gift cards. Like I went all out because I love you guys. Like, you know, you may listen, but like, you know, the only thing that I get out of that is knowing like I may or may not have, you know, changed your life or made your day or helped you out with some sort of problem. And that's it. It's truly just an exchange of energy. And now if you're my client, you know, we talk a lot about energy, right? And how I always break down energy is emotion. So it's energy in motion, right? And that's what emotions are. They're just energy. And I released a podcast episode actually about this not too long ago. So go back and listen to that if you haven't already. And it is the episode about feelings, right? And the reason why I bring this up is because energy is all around us. And when I absorb social media, when I absorb someone else's account, I really, really am careful about who I am watching and how they make me feel, right? So if you're here, if you listened, if you are listening, if you have listened in the past and you're still showing up and listening, I just want to say freaking thank you so much because that means there is something about my energy that you vibe with. And that means the freaking world to me like no other. But the other thing is, you know, life update here, kind of sneaking this in. But if you haven't been watching me on social media or if you haven't seen or missed a post, recently I signed up to do this massive certification course. Okay, you guys, funny story. This year I've really freaking invested some money into my business. And honestly, like as much as I want to say like I invested a whole bunch of money, if I'm being really upfront and for real, like it actually wasn't that much of money. I'm just gonna be honest. It was $3,000 over like a 6-month span, right? And if I've never known much about business, right? So I was with Beachbody for like 6 years and God bless my soul. I called that a small business, which it is absolutely not, right? And that's okay. That's totally okay. We learned from that and that is what it is. But Now that I am like actually in this entrepreneur space, I realize like how much time and effort actually has to go into building a business, and like, holy shit, it's freaking hard. It's so hard. It's so hard. So, I knew I wanted to do something outside of Beachbody. So that's when I decided, like, I found this girl on freaking social media and I loved her so much. And she started talking to nurses like, hey, like, you want to build your brand? Like, you want to build a business outside of nursing? Like, are you burnt out? And I was like, oh my God, yes, I freaking feel that on a whole nother level. Like, I really was trying to figure out if nursing was even for me anymore, which, if you're an OG, you already know that is not for me anymore. I'm not working as a nurse. I have no plans on working as a nurse ever again. So there's that. And maybe one day I'll get into that more. But I ended up signing up with her as a one-on-one like intensive client, like trying to figure out, okay, where do I go from here? Like, should I start my brand? Should I launch my business? How do I do this? Do I need a website? How do I figure out what people actually need and want from me? And once I figured out all of that, I really realized like, oh, okay, I got this. And she helped me through it, and she still is to this day. I'm super humbled by her and just really like inspired. But a type of inspiration that makes me want to take action. So she's really held me accountable. And with that has come my next little investment. And that is the fact that I actually have decided to do this huge certification course. And the reason why I share this with you isn't to be like, oh, haha, look at me. It's because I want you to know what is coming and how this show has grown so much. And it truly is a big thanks to you. Like, I would not continue on if I didn't have the support of you. So thank you. If you have not noticed, this whole podcast this episode is a lot about thanking you, because honestly, none of this would have happened if it wasn't for you cheering me on, supporting me, and telling me what you need, right? So, in this certification course, I will be getting certified in Reiki healing. I know I'm saying that wrong, but that's how I've always heard it pronounced. I'm also going to be certified in hypnotherapy. I'm going to be certified in NLP and EFT, which is like tapping methods, and like neuro-linguistics programming. I totally butchered that one as well, but it's just really cool mindset things. And when I learn more about it, I'm going to be sharing that with you. But also some time techniques and life coaching. So a lot of this is something that is going to be brought onto the show, right? And I'm going to share it for free with you. And then the other thing is, if you're not already a one-on-one client, this is your time to get in, because any of my past one-on-one clients will always stay at their like locked in price, right? So that's one of the things that when I first launched my Self-Love Collective coaching program, I had decided right off the bat, like, anybody who invested, like, they're going to get all the next things, all the major things that I offer. So I have several one-on-one clients right now, and they'll be offered, Reiki sessions, hypnotherapy sessions, and then they already get their coaching sessions, and they get it at a discounted rate because they were some of the first people that not only invested in me, but invested in themselves. And because of that, I wanted to give back. So, a lot of those things are going to be included in my coaching program. So, like I said, if you're not already a one-on-one client, like, you are going to want to be a one-on-one client right now. And I'm actually opening up my calendar for the next couple weeks to offer some one-on-one sessions with you, just completely free. You can hop on the phone, ask me some questions about this one-on-one program, and in return for just you taking some time and deciding whether or not this is for you or not, I'm going to offer you a free 30-minute coaching session. So if you are interested in booking that, make sure you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and my name on both of those platforms is Sarah Brooke Berg, and from there you can DM me and book a call. And so the reason why, the reason why all of this came about was just this mission that I had. Like, I wanted to help empower women, but it was so much deeper than that. Like, I wanted to teach women, like, you can exist exactly how you are. You can love your body exactly how it is. There's nothing about you need to change. There's nothing about you that you need to lose or gain. And that could be in weight loss, or that could be in, different surgeries or creams and lotions that you use to change your body. Whatever it is, you don't have to do that unless you truly want to. Okay. And when I thought about this, when I started with Beachbody, the MLM that I was a part of, that's what I truly started to preach, right? And that's how a lot of this came about. I would start to show up as this positive, self-loving, confident person. And I'm really thankful that, I was in Beachbody, and because it led me to where I am today. And I truly believe that. I have no hard feelings against the company other than their plus size representation. I really struggled with that. But I just always wanted to be a light in people's lives, and I wanted people to join me, not only because they wanted to lose weight, but because I wanted them to feel confident and feel happy and feel this newfound love I had for myself. I was like, my gosh, I want everybody to feel this way, because it was so addicting. It felt so freaking good, right? And I know a lot of that had been attributing to me just finally taking care of my body, taking care of my mind, reading personal development books, working out, movement, something that I still do to this day, feeding my body right, and something I still do to this day, enjoying foods and not feeling guilt around them, and being able to find that balance for myself between indulging and then also just enjoying life and enjoying the food that I'm eating and how it makes my body feel, right? So when I started, doing that and sharing that, I kind of developed this name for myself. It was really interesting and also kind of fun. Everybody was like, oh, you're so positive. Oh man, I wish I could love myself like you. Oh, you're so confident. And it was so addicting, right? And I knew okay, I want to help women feel this way. And I thought the only way I could do that was truly through Beachbody. But then, a lot of self-development helped me learn that's not actually the truth. What had helped me was the fact that I was changing my physiology, right? I was doing positive things, right? So I was reading self-help books, personal development books. I was, sorry, guys. I thought I heard someone in my house. That was so freaking creepy. And now I'm nervous. So if you are listening to this, make sure you check my social media. Make sure I'm still okay. And if I have not posted, then I am not alive. God bless. Anyways, I was doing those things that was really changing my inside, how I felt about myself. And it was just from simple things like movement in my body, treating my body right by eating good food, healthy food, and, finding that balance there. And that's kind of how all of this started, right? So the more and more I shared, the more and more over the years, I realized I wanted a platform. I wanted somewhere where I could, share things. And podcasts, I had just started learning about them and hearing about them. And I was like, oh man, that'd be so cool to do one day. But I thought that I couldn't do it. I thought that they were super hard, and I did not realize actually how freaking easy it really is. And it really is. It really is easy to podcast. It's nothing too hard, other than, it is a lot of time and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears go into this. But yeah, this has just been, my mission to dive deeper with you and share about how to love yourself, how to be more confident, lots of lifestyle things. I wanted this to be a fun place for people to just be and and feel what they wanted to feel and do like fun meditations and affirmations, just all the things that always made me warm and fuzzy. I wanted to share that with you and dive deeper into it than what I could do on a Facebook post or an Instagram post or a story that was too long, And I think that is what I have done a really amazing job at creating, right? Like just this place for you to be. And whether you're listening to this in your car while you're doing your dishes, or maybe you're just sitting and just absolutely absorbing it, whatever that looks like for you, I just want you to know, like, I freaking appreciate you. I know I've said this several times, but I really want you to feel it. Thank you. Thank you so much for just being here, for showing up for not only me, but for yourself, for you to absorb this information, whatever it is I share, whatever it is that you need to hear, or whatever it is you need to get out of this, right? I don't know about you, but there's been times where I read someone's message on social media or one of their posts or a video, and maybe what they are saying is not actually what I am hearing, but I'm hearing something else. And that is exactly what it is that I need to hear, I need to see, right? It's really interesting because our point that we make may not be, what someone else is taking away from it. And I think that's okay. I think that's exactly where it's supposed to be, exactly where it should be, right? So in honor of you, in honor of me, and in honor of anybody else who is listening or you're going to share this with, I really want to end this episode with, number one, a big thank you, but also number two, with some affirmations that I have created. And these are something I tell myself every day, and maybe you need to hear them today. So in honor of that, I'm going to put some relaxing, beautiful music on and wait for it. Let's see. Should we do this one? I think I like this one. So I want you to just listen to the music for a few. Here's your time to take some deep, deep breaths. Maybe place your hand over your heart. Feel into your body. What is it telling you? Is there something there that you are feeling? What are those limiting beliefs today? What do they look like? Will you take action today from fear? Or will you take action from love, abundance, and a truth mindset? Here's some affirmations for you to end this episode or maybe start your day on a positive note. I am confident. I am successful. I love myself. I love my body. I am magic. I am wealthy. I am beautiful. I make friends easily. Things are going exactly as I planned. I'm a hard worker. I am fearless. I can do this. I summon my greatest powers to move my life forward. I believe in me. I dare to be different. I am a winner. I am healing more and more every day. you just want to sit here for a little bit, listen to the music, I'll let it play for just a few more minutes. Or you can rewind and listen to those affirmations again. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're still here and you're curious where I found that song, you can look on YouTube, type in 728HZ. HZ is for hertz, and it is a type of frequency that you may hear. And it just has really good healing vibes, and it's just spiritual healing music. So thank you so much. I love you so much, and I hope you have the best day you possibly can.